This video is brought to you by Honey. Yo guys, Sam here. Hope you're doing well today. I've got over 20 amazing iPhone hidden features to show you, with a couple that I guarantee you haven't seen before. I did some soul searching, I did some digging, I spent 7.5 years isolated from humanity to find the best ones just for you guys. So I really hope you enjoy it. I've got some good stuff on here. Drop a like if you're excited and you learned something new, and hit subscribe so you stay up to date on the latest Apple news. First up, over in the phone app, a completely secret menu with some device info. So enter asterisk, just follow along with this. I know it gets a little sketchy. 3001 hashtag 12345 hashtag asterisk. Hit the call button, and yeah, this is not the DaVinci Code, but it's pretty close. You can look at device info and look at individual SIM files that I didn't even know were on my phone, from very specific GSM info, stuff about LTE. If you're somebody who's into the tech field, or you just want to look at all these menus that you didn't know existed, I mean, it's fun either way. Next up, inside of the Maps app, you obviously use this whenever you're in a bind and need to find out exactly where you need to go. And something that you usually have to do when you're not in shotgun is hold one hand on the steering wheel and the other hand on your phone, but zooming during this period is incredibly challenging and genuinely unsafe. So Apple figured this out and built in a one-handed zoom, where you simply double tap with your thumb and then swipe up to actually zoom in a little bit, or down on your screen to zoom out. It's incredibly handy to see that exact street or the exact nook or cranny that you need to go to, because sometimes the normal Maps view just doesn't cut it. Now, while you're in the car, let's say you're listening to local radio. Apple has integrated local radio stations directly with Siri. So there's no need for an app. You don't have to download anything at all. Just say, for example, I live in St. Louis. I listen to a rock station called KC95. If I say that in plain language like that, whatever the name of your favorite radio station is, Siri can pull it up and start playing it with no latency or lag. It's just on your phone now. It's really clean, it's really simple, and the FM radio in my car hasn't been working properly, so now I've got this in lieu of that. Next up, QR codes. Did you know that you don't actually need to download an app from the App Store to scan them? A while back, Apple introduced native QR code reading inside of the Camera app. It's this simple. You open up Camera, you put your phone in front of a QR code, and it will prompt you with a notification banner at the very top of your screen. Would you like to open this and see a little bit more about it in Safari? And from there, it takes you to the website, which, oh my gosh, what? It took you to my YouTube channel. I mean, like, what are the chances? It's almost like I set this one up. I know, it's a crazy coincidence. Now, also while we're in the Camera app, one of the best iPhone features out there is a live photo. It's been around since about 2015, and it essentially captures a few seconds before and after you hit the shutter button. These are fun to look back on, but there's a way more practical application too. If you tap on Edit on a live photo and then tap on the live photos icon down at the very bottom, you can change that moment in time to something else your iPhone already captured. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've been on phone camera duty a couple times when I've snapped it a little bit late because I've been daydreaming or something, and this has saved me because you can go back and get that perfect moment that you thought you missed. It's insanely helpful, one of the best Photos app features that nobody knows about, and hopefully it'll help save you in the future as well. Moving on to Notification Center, you ever have a day where it just feels like you're non-stop getting notifications from one app or another? Well, there's actually a way to still get the notification but not have it in your face as much. For me, Instagram is a great example of something that I don't always need in my face. So if I slide over from right to left here on this and then tap on Manage, there's an option called Deliver Quietly. Rather than turning off notifications completely, you can still go into Notification Center and see it, but you won't get a pop-up banner or hear a sound, and even the app badge won't increase. It lives exclusively in Notification Center for you to find out about later. Obviously, you wouldn't want to ever do this for text messages or something more important, but for an app that doesn't need to consume your life, this can be really helpful to help you get that screen time down. Next up, on your home screen and your lock screen, the clock and all your icon labels, pretty much all your essential information is in white, but there's actually a way to change that to black if you'd like. If you use a really lightly colored wallpaper, it doesn't just stay white with a shadow, it will actually change everything to black. Now, it obviously kind of goes against dark mode if you have a really light wallpaper, but if you're looking for a change of pace, something that looks a little bit different, just use a really light colored wallpaper that you find. I'll leave one link down below that I really enjoy, and then you can change up your whole operating system. It almost looks like Android now. Whoa, get this away from me. Moving on down the list here, while unlimited data plans are incredibly popular, not everybody has has access to unlimited data, and it's still really easy to shred through all of it, your month data, in just a couple of days. Well, if you head over to Settings, Cellular, and Cellular Data Options, there is a low data mode. So just like with low power mode that reduces your iPhone power usage, this uploads and downloads less stuff so that you don't burn through your data plan as easily. This is going to stop all of your background upload and downloading tasks to maximize your data plan, and it's definitely a good option if you're also traveling abroad so that you don't burn through that like super expensive per gigabyte data. Following that, this is definitely one of my favorites on the list. If you're a gamer like me and you like to play games on your phone from time to time, some of the most fun ones are everything from Fortnite to Asphalt Racing. They actually support PlayStation and Xbox controllers. It's not just on the iPad, it works fully on the iPhone too. So once you have a Bluetooth enabled Xbox or PlayStation controller, you can simply sync it up to your device and pair it, and then you can go in and use the menus just like this. It works really well. There's essentially no lag. I don't know how Apple's done it, and it almost feels like a console level experience, but now in the palm of your hand. This one is wild. Like, this is something we dreamt of, and it's a testament to the fact that some dreams do come true. Just like when you're done dreaming, waking up in the morning and waking up to something enjoyable. In the clock app, obviously you can edit alarms, and as you can see, I've got a very controlled amount here. I've seen a couple people's phones lately that have like 4,000 alarms. Find one that you want to edit and then tap on sound. Now, obviously you're greeted with the normal Apple ringtones, but if you have Apple Music, you can pick any song in your library, which is fantastic. You can even set a playlist if you want, so it plays through multiple songs if you want to wake up to something specific in the morning, or even change it to play on certain days of the week. And for me, it's been so much more refreshing to wake up to sing Kanye rather than beep boop, get the heck up, bro. A few years ago, I had another big wake up call, and that was when I started using Honey, who sponsored today's video. You know how shopping online is supposed to be fun and easy, but then finding that perfect coupon code takes a long time? Honey automatically does it for you for free to make sure you're getting the best possible deal. And it's completely out of the way until you want to check out. So when you go to do that on your favorite site, whether it's Target or Newegg, J.Crew, Walmart, you just tap on this little box right here and automatically scours the entirety of the internet to find you the best coupon code. I've been using and saving money with Honey. Wow, man, call me a rapper at this point, for years, and I keep going back because even most recently, I was just on FedEx's website and they found a coupon code for 25% off my order. There's over 17 million people using Honey already, and they've saved over $2 billion, which I don't know about you, but that's more than I make in a day. By not using Honey, you are literally passing up money for free, and there's so many other features like a drop list as well that will tell you when a product drops in price. It takes like 2 clicks to get started. Head over to joinhoney.com/iupdate and start saving more money than you've ever saved before. Jumping back to this list here, remember in grade school or high school when you'd have to like share earbuds, like wired with a person when you didn't have money and you didn't have AirPods? Well, now you have AirPods, and maybe that same friend from high school has AirPods too. You can now split audio over Bluetooth from your iPhone to 2 different pairs of headphones. Now, it only works with AirPods and some Power Beats or Beats headphones, so it's not going to work with everything, but you just take your friend's AirPods, bring it close to your phone, and you'll get this dialogue right here asking you if you want to share it. It's that simple. So if one pair of AirPods wasn't enough for you guys to flex collectively, you can flex with 4 total AirPods, which is just pretty off the charts and wild. I mean, I wouldn't come near you because that's pretty intimidating. And this one's just for fun. Inside of Messages, if you go to edit or create a new Memoji character, you can actually add an AirPod to your little guy or girl. So head over to the ears section by scrolling over to the right and scroll all the way down to the bottom. You can do an AirPod in just your left ear, just your right ear, or pair them together for both ears. But I mean, this is just a whole nother level. You might as well just have dollar bills taped to your head. Moving back over to camera, this is only for the newest iPhones, but it's so good that I had to show it to you. When you're recording video, obviously higher resolution takes up more space on your phone. So 60 frames per second in 4K is going to fill up your device relatively quickly. On the iPhone 11 series, you can just tap on 4K to change it to HD, or HD to change it back to 4K. You can even change the frame rate between 24, 30, and 60 frames per second. Before, you'd have to go to settings to do this. You can do it on the fly now. It's pretty sweet. Something else that could help you in a bind is if one of your buttons on your iPhone is broken, either volume up, down, or the side button might not be working, you can actually shut down your phone just by going to the settings app. Tap on general, go all the way down to the scary reset section, and right below that is shut down. When you tap on it, as expected, it comes down with the power down dialog, but rather than having to enable like assistive touch and accessibility, ability, you can do it straight from here now, and it's instant. One of the best features Apple's added in recent history is for you to see the screenshot you just took in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Now, normally to share, you'd have to tap on it and then tap the share button, but did you know you can actually just tap and hold on it and get that exact same menu? And down below here, you can see you have some other quick options as well, and you can actually customize these to your own liking. It's not just in Apple's order, you can set favorites so that every single time you go in a share sheet, these options pop up first to help you to get stuff done more effectively. Different share sheets have different options, obviously preset, but if you go ahead and customize it, put in that little bit of initial time, you'll end up saving so much looking for the same options later. Screenshots though can have a lot of information inside of them, so sometimes if you send somebody one, they might not know exactly what you're trying to point out. So Apple has a built-in magnifying glass. If you tap on this menu right here and then magnifier, you can totally customize this to your liking, make it as big as you want, as small as you want, and drag it around to position it exactly in the portion of the screenshot that you wish to make the focal point. You're also totally going to blow the person's mind you send this to, because they're going to be like, what? How did you enlarge it? Like, that looks super cool. Are you a professional photo editor? Heading over to Safari, we've all had that moment before where we have a bit too many tabs that get out of control to the point where we can't even find what we're looking for. Well, if you swipe up, not only is there a search right here that also features dictation if you want to say it, if you tap and hold on the cancel button, you can close out all of the tabs you have open. Now, why Apple still has not added this for normal apps, you can only close like a maximum of 3 at a time with your fingers. We've got it here in Safari, and for now, that's just gonna have to cut it. Next up in the Messages app, I think there's 2 different types of people as far as read receipts go. There's those that have them turned on for everybody to be notified when you've read their message, and then there's those like me that have them turned off for everybody. It turns out you don't have to be all black or all white here. You can actually turn on individual read receipts depending on who you're talking to. So maybe your significant other, your spouse, your best bud. You want to be able to show them when you've read their messages, where for other people, you'd like that information to be kept more private. You can do that just by enabling this toggle right here. Next up in the Calendar app, you know when you go to set the time for something and you can only set 9 o'clock or 05, 10, 15 increments of 5. If you double tap on that, it turns it into individual minutes. I gotta tell you, this is one of the hidden features that made me reconsider who I am as a person. What do I know? If I didn't know this, is there anything in the world that I've truly cognated before? I'm not entirely sure. Turns out when you double tap, the possibilities are pretty much limitless, and you can finally set those super specific dates that maybe make you feel good inside. And finally, if you check out no other feature in this video, maybe you should give screen time a look. It is next up in line here. So the option itself, it's not hidden at all. It's right where you see it in settings. First page, tap on that, and it shows you your activity. Now brace yourself, this can get a bit scary if you do tend to use your phone a lot. What you probably haven't seen before is that this gives you an app by app or category by category breakdown of what you spend your time on the most. For me, it is Tweetbots, Twitter, and YouTube. Those are my 2 most used apps by a lot, and looking at this has actually helped me understand how much time I actually spend here. Minute by minute, it might not seem like a lot, but it adds up pretty quick, at least for me. Let me know down below in the comment section by commenting your screen time number. Are you guys higher, lower, or somewhere in between? And also let me know down below which of these hidden features were your favorite, and share this with a friend if you learned something new. Drop a like if you enjoyed watching. That's all I have for you today. It does seriously help me out, and hit subscribe so you stay up to date on the latest Apple news. Check out joinhoney.com/iupdate to start saving more at checkout, and I'll see all of you in my next video.